Well, we start with a Fox News alert. A shakeup to the 2024 White House race could be afoot. A third-party political group says it is poised to launch its own presidential bid, especially if we end up seeing a rematch of 2020. I'm Shannon Bream today for Harris Faulkner. This group, No Labels, founded in 2010, is working to become registered in as many states as possible ahead of next year's election. Already, the organization has secured registration in 10 states, including Arizona. That state, well, it's a swing state, and of course it was pivotal in Joe Biden's 2020 win. Maryland's former Republican governor Larry Hogan serves as No Labels national co-chair. Here he is talking about all of this earlier this week.
I think we're at a point that we've never been in this country where 2/3 of the people are not interested in voting for the Republican or Democratic nominee. If Trump and Biden are the nominees, it's very likely that No Labels will get access to the ballot and will offer an alternative. And, if most of the voters don't want A or B, we have an obligation to give them C.
Mark Meredith has more from Washington. It's creating a lot of agita, Mark, in some circles there.
Yeah, Shannon, it's going to be fun to watch no matter what. For years, third-party candidates have tried to gain ground with voters, but the group you're talking about, No Labels, says next year may be different. It's taking steps now to establish itself in multiple states so it can potentially launch a presidential bid in 2024. Gallup surveys voters every month, asking them how they see themselves. The latest poll showed 45% labeled themselves as independents compared to 27% Republican and 25% Democrat. No Labels says it hears from voters often who are fed up with the status quo. Now, the group, as you mentioned, it's not new. It's been around a few years, but it's taking its most serious steps yet to potentially launch a national campaign. It's gained ballot access in 10 states, most recently North Carolina. The group says it hopes to double that number. It wants to be set up in 20 states by the end of this year. And essentially what they're doing is laying the groundwork now to get an unnamed candidate on the ballot. But No Labels also tells us it's not guaranteed the group will launch a so-called unity ticket.
We don't know if we're going to nominate a ticket. We have to be patient. We are a political eternity away from next spring. Lots of things could happen. All right, and so, but to lay out that infrastructure and that groundwork and securing the ballot across this country takes a bit of time.
The group has yet to say who it would nominate, but it argues voters would be disappointed with a Trump-Biden rematch. Other activist groups say they're worried, though, that No Labels means a guaranteed second Trump term. The left-leaning group Third Way says a No Labels ticket cannot win the presidency and will be a spoiler that reelects Trump. Now, No Labels insists it would abandon any bid if it thought it was boosting the former president in his campaign. And the group says, Shannon, it's likely to decide its next steps after Super Tuesday, which is in early March. So they still have some time here, but it is fascinating. They are laying the groundwork. Shannon.
Yeah, and I'll have one of the co-founders, former Senator Joe Lieberman, with me on Fox News Sunday to talk more about this and all of those concerns you raised. All right, Mark, thank you very much.
I'm Steve Ducey.
I'm Brian Kilmeade.
And I'm Ainsley Earhart. And click here to subscribe to the Fox News YouTube page to catch our hottest interviews and most compelling analysis.